Hi everybody, welcome to Sukh Vibes. In today's video, we are going to cover the questions related to traffic safety, which falls under the main topic of technical conditions, eco-conscious use of motor vehicles. If you have not watched part 1, please click on the link in the description below or you can check the playlist. So let's begin. What is the impact on your vehicle if you operate the steering wheel while stationary? So this is clear, right? Your tire tread can be damaged. A heavy strain is exerted on the front axle mechanism. Steering is made easier. No. If your vehicle is stationary, then you should not steer your vehicle. By doing so, your tire tread can be damaged or it also exerts a heavy strain on the front axle mechanism. What is caused by driving with winter tires during the summer months? It increases the fuel consumption. Yes. Driving stability? No. It increases the tire wear as well. Winter tires are only for winter, so you should not use them in summer. The glass in your left outside mirror is broken. What do? If a glass is broken, then you have to renew the mirror glass. Do not renew the mirror glass because you can still partly see to the rear. No, you have to renew the mirror glass, right? Because mirror glasses, they are also very important for the roadworthiness of your vehicle. When should you check the tire pressure? Directly after a tire change? Yes. Directly after every journey? No. Regularly when tires are cool. You have to make sure that your tire pressure is correct. What is important to consider about headrest? They are optimally adjusted by the factory? No. Adjust them to the head height according to the operating manual. For the rear seats, they replace the safety belts? No. Headrest, they have to be adjusted according to your height, right? And you have to adjust them by following the instructions in the operating manual. What does the red symbol on the tire indicate? So the red symbol over here is the alpine symbol, and what does it indicate? This tire also assists driving performance in snowy conditions. Exactly. Is suitable for wintry weather conditions. Yes. May only be used in combination with snow chains. No. So this alpine symbol indicates that you can use this tire during the snowy or wintry weather conditions. What must you adjust when driving a vehicle which is not your own? So if you're driving a vehicle which is not of your own, you have to check inside mirror, outside mirror, yes. Daily trip counter, this has nothing to do with your driving a vehicle which is not of your own. Seat, headrest, safety belt, yes. You have to also check all these things. The windscreen wipers do not wipe clean. What can be reason for this? This question is also very important for the driving practical exam. The windscreen wiper blades are worn. Yes. There is an oil film on the windscreen. Yes. The windscreen heating is defected. Windscreen heating is defected. It has nothing to do with your windscreen wipers, right? But the possibility could be that your wiper blades are worn out and there is an oil film on the windscreen. While driving, your vehicle pulls to the right. What is the right course of action? So if your vehicle is pulling to the right, what you have to do? I attempt to improve the handling by braking heavily. No. I check the tire inflation pressure and take the vehicle to a garage if necessary. Yes, this is the correct thing to do. I simply note the steering behavior when I continue driving. This is wrong. So you have to take your vehicle to the garage. You have to check the tire pressure. And then once it is repaired, only then you are allowed to take the vehicle on the road. What particular characteristics of disc brakes must you remember when driving on wet road surface? Now you are using disc brakes and you are driving on wet road surface. So what could be the effect? As a rule, the effect of disc brakes starts earlier than on dry road surface? No. As a rule, the effect of disc brakes starts later than on a dry road surface because on wet road, as you remember, your braking distance is going to be large. So as a rule, the effect of disc brake system starts later than on the dry road surface. What happens as a result of tire pressure being well below the recommended level? So if your tire pressure is below the recommended level, what will happen? Your fuel consumption increases, right? Pollutant emission decreases. No, pollutant emission increases. Tire wear increases. Yes. So if your tire pressure is below the level, then your tire is going to have more wear and your fuel consumption will also increase. Just remember this question by comparing yourself with the situation that you are riding a bicycle which is having low tire pressure. What will happen? Your tire wear will increase and then you have to put more force to ride a bicycle. In same way, if the car tire pressure is too low, your car tire wear will increase and the car will consume more fuel. Too little water is coming out of the windscreen washer jets. What can cause this? So jets are partly blocked. Yes. Defective washer pump? Yes. Too much water in the reservoir? No. So you have to remember this question for your driving exam as well, they may ask you in the technical questions. So if there's a 2 liter water coming out, check your jets and your washer pump. Your vehicle is snowed under. What do you have to do before you drive off? So your vehicle is snowed under means there is snow all over your vehicle. I have to remove ice and snow from windows and mirrors. Makes sense. I have to allow the engine to warm up. No. Remove ice and snow from lighting system, including during daytime. Yes. You have to make sure that you remove ice and snow from windows, from your lighting systems, from the roof of the car. Once you are sure that everything is clean, only then drive off. Just after driving off, you test the brakes. Why? You have to test the brakes to check the effectiveness of the brakes. You have to make sure that the brakes are working correctly. In which cases is it imperative to test the brakes? Each time the engine oil is changed? No, engine oil has nothing to do with your brakes. When you drive a different vehicle, yes. So you have to get a feel that how much pressure you have to apply the brakes. If a vehicle has not been used for a longer period, this also makes sense. What are the possible consequences if the wheel nuts are not retightened following a tire change? So if you have changed a tire and your wheel nuts are not retightened, the tire can become detached from the hub. No, the wheel can become detached from the vehicle. Yes, because your wheel nuts are not tightened. The wheel may become damaged. Yes, because the wheel nuts are loose. Your vehicle is much more difficult to steer than usual. What's the right course of action? So if it's difficult to steer than usual, what you have to do? For the time being, I bear this steering behavior in mind when continuing to drive. No. I reduce the tire inflation pressure on the front axle. No. I arrange for my vehicle to be inspected by a garage without delay. Yes. If you're finding it difficult to steer than usual, then you have to arrange for your vehicle to be inspected at the garage. The brake lights do not function. What do? Renew the brake fluid? No. Repair them immediately? Yes. So if your brake lights are not functioning properly, then you have to repair them. The tail light of your vehicle is not working. What could be the cause of this? The main beam light switch is faulty. No. Relevant fuse is faulty and your bulb is defective. So bulb is defective, fuse is faulty if your tail light is not working properly. What can cause skidding on bends? Faulty shock absorber? Yes. Insufficient or uneven tire pressure? Yes. Load is too small? No. Load has nothing to do with the skidding, but of course your tire pressure and your shock absorber can cause you skid on the bends. When must you arrange for your car to be inspected by a garage? When you detect defects to the steering system, to the paintwork? No. To the chassis? Yes. So if you have a problem with your chassis and steering system, you have to let your car to be inspected by garage. When you press on the brake pedal, it touches the floor. It means your brake is very loose. Only when you press on it several times does the pedal travel become shorter. What must you do? So what you have to do in this case, you have to get your brakes repaired. It is sufficient to fill up the brake fluid? No. Park the car immediately? Yes. You have to park your car immediately and you have to let your brakes repair because your brakes are not working properly. Which defects of vehicle can result in danger for road traffic? Defective rear lamps? Yes. Insufficient braking effect? Yes. Worn tires? Yes. All of them, they can result in the danger for road traffic. How can you minimize tire wear? How? By checking the tire inflation pressure regularly? Yes. I refrain as much as possible from rapid acceleration? Yes. I use winter tires all year round? No. If you're going to use winter tires also during summer, then it will cause more fuel consumption and tear wear. What must you remember with regard to tire pressure? To increase the pressure to the level stated in the vehicle manual when the vehicle is heavily loaded? Yes. If you remember, your tire pressure, it also depends upon the load that your vehicle is carrying. So if your vehicle is heavily loaded, then you have to make sure that you increase the pressure to a level which is stated in the vehicle manual. To check the air pressure regularly, including that of the spare wheel. Yes, this makes sense because in case, let us imagine there is a situation, a puncture happens, and if you have a spare wheel with proper air pressure, then you can use that spare wheel. To reduce the air pressure before longer trips? No. What can cause excessive wear on tires? Damage to the wheel suspension spring? Yes. Mounting a front spoiler? No. Incorrect tire pressure. So your wheel suspension spring and tire pressure, if they are incorrect, this could cause excessive wear on tires. What can you check on your tire? This question is very important from the technical questions which are asked during your practical driving exam. So what you can check profile, you can check uniform wear of the profile, that how much is wear and tear on your tire. the age of the tire. If the tire is too old, then you have to replace it with the new one. And if you remember, your minimum tread depth is 1.6 millimeter. Just remember this digit, 1.6 millimeter. Why must you ensure that brake fluid is changed regularly in accordance with the vehicle's manufacturer instruction? To ensure the braking system remains functional even under a high load. Yes, if your vehicle is heavily loaded, you have to make sure that your braking system remains functional. To ensure that proportion of water in the brake fluid does not exceed the permitted level. This is also correct. To prevent damage to the components of the braking system. This is also correct. All the options are the correct ones. What should be observed when positioning the headrest in your car? So when you're positioning your headrest in your car, first you have to follow the instruction manual that how you can adjust. But what are the things that are important? The upper edge of the headrest should conjoin with the upper neck vertebra. No. The spacing between the rear of the head, like the back of your head, and the headrest should be as small as possible. Yes. The top of the head should be level with the upper edge of the headrest. Yes. So what you have to remember? So there is a hint. First, you have to remember your back of the head. It should have as small as possible space between the back of the head and the headrest. Then you have to remember your top of the head. So your top of the head should be with the level with the upper edge of the headrest. So by these hints, you can remember this question. You had a tire failure and must mount the emergency wheel. What is prohibited when you continue to drive? So now you are using emergency wheel. What you have to remember? Driving longer than necessary with the emergency wheel. Yes. Driving faster than 80 km per hour. Yes. Because it is not a usual wheel. It's an emergency wheel. So you cannot drive faster than 80 km per hour and you should not drive longer than necessary. And what is your necessary? You have to take your vehicle to the garage. Taking passengers? No. The windscreen washer does not work. What can be reason for this? So your windscreen washer is not working properly. Defective fuse? Makes sense. Your jets are blocked? Yes. No water in the reservoir? Yes. All the options are the correct one. This question is also very important from the technical questions which are asked during your practical driving exam. So just remember them. The brake light of your vehicle is not working. What could be the cause of this? If your brake light is not working properly, either your relevant fuse is defective or your bulb is defective. The fill level of the brake fluid is too low. No, this is wrong. The indicator light is flashing much faster than usual. Now your indicator light is flashing very fast. It's faster as compared to usual situation. What could be the cause of this? The fuse is faulty? No. So if fuse is faulty, then there will be no indicator light. A bulb is defective. This is correct. The hazard lights are switched on? No. They have nothing to do with the indicator light. When should you arrange for your car to be inspected in a garage? If there is a permanent noise when braking, yes, then your braking system could be defective. If you have to continuously counter steer when driving in straight line, yes, then there could be problem with your chassis, your wheel suspension, your shock absorbers. If the airbag indicator light does not switch off after the engine is started, this is also correct. You are to drive a motor vehicle with which you are unfamiliar. What do you have to be particularly careful to begin with? It is possible that I do not know enough about the special aspects of the arrangement and functions of the control. Yes, you have to check for all the signals of its maneuverability. Yes, that how it's going to steer, its driving characteristics basically, of its braking characteristics. Yes, how much pressure you have to apply in order to apply the brakes. And you always have to check for the emergency braking as well, like how much pressure you have to apply. You note the tires on your vehicle front axle are showing uneven amount of wears. What should be checked? The tire inflation pressure? Yes. Shock absorbers? Yes. Your chassis settings? Yes. All the options are the correct ones. Who is responsible for the roadworthiness of licensed vehicles? So the person who is owner and the person who is driving. The owner and the driver. Your vehicle is snowed under. What do you have to do before you drive off? So I have to remove ice and snow from the windows? Makes sense. Remove ice and snow from the mirrors? Yes. Remove ice and snow from the roof of the vehicle. This also makes sense. You have to remove ice from all over the vehicle. What should you remember when putting winter tires on your car? So when you're putting winter tires on the car, what you have to do? The air pressure should be 0.5 bar lower than the manufacturer guidelines for summer tire. There is no such rule. You should observe the permissible maximum driving speed for these tires. Yes, the speed for the winter tires is different from that of your summer tires. So you should observe the permissible maximum driving speed. The tire inflation pressure should be checked in accordance with the manufacturer guidelines. This is also correct. You have to check the tire pressure and then you have to check what is the maximum allowed driving speed for the winter tires. While driving, you notice that your car pulls heavily to the left when you brake. What is the right course of action? Now your car is pulling to the one side. What you have to do, and important thing is you are driving. I should have my car inspected in a garage without delay. Yes, I should only continue driving at low speed because you are still driving and you have to drive up to garage. So you have to continue driving with a slow speed. Only use a handbrake from the time on. No, this is wrong. You continue driving at low speed till you reach the garage, and there you have to let your car to be inspected without any delay. So here we have completed 59 questions of the topic traffic safety, which falls under the main topic of technical conditions, eco-conscious use of motor vehicles. Thanks for watching. If you have liked my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. If you're interested in any particular topic, please feel free to write in comment section. Take care. See you next time.